Start recording. Hello, this is Professor Stevens, and I am here today to talk to you about whole numbers. Whole numbers, yes, whole numbers. So not a part number or anything with a decimal. We're talking about whole numbers. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, I know everything about whole numbers already. I've done that since I was a kid, which is true. You have looked and used whole numbers for your whole life, but for some reason, at times we feel like we forget what they are or we get stuck with them. So, just giving you a brief overview of whole numbers. So, a whole number. Before we even got whole numbers, we had what were called natural numbers. Natural numbers, meaning they just occurred naturally. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that's right, 10. And it just keeps going. We get 11, 12, 13, 14, and we just keep going. And you can keep counting all day. And probably when you're younger, and maybe if you have kids yourself, you see them challenge themselves to see how long can I keep counting to. And then they fall asleep, hopefully, or you fell asleep or you kept going and it was kind of annoying probably to everyone else around you after a while. But it's still kind of cool. We could count naturally to these numbers once we knew what they were. Just so, like for example, if I had a marker and then I found another marker, oh, there's not one there, or I found another marker, all of a sudden, it's like, oh, I have something. I know I have more than what I had before. In fact, it looks like it's double the amount. But I don't have a way to say that. And then eventually they gave names to those, like the number two. And you can keep going, 3, 4. Again, these became naturally, and you naturally learned them because you were able to group them already in your minds. But before that happened, before you had a name for it, you just knew that was, it looks like something. You learned those names from watching your parents, from other people, and eventually you knew what symbols went for them, right? Well, they had the same thing a long time ago with natural numbers. But there's this idea of what do you call it when I have this marker and then it stops working and I don't have a marker anymore? What do you call this? Oh, nothing. There's nothing there. Exactly. That's what they call it. It's nothing. That's exactly what it is. It's nothing. Nothing's there. It has no value. So, yeah, there's no value. We're done with that. So they have addition and they have multiplication already. Good to go. Sometimes it may have even had division in some cultures already when they were working with these whole numbers. So you have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. You have the 4 basic operations. You can do tons of things with that. But there's this idea of, well, oh, we can subtract. So if I do 2 minus 1, I get 1. If I do 3 minus 1, I get 2. I do 100 minus 100. Wait, what? Oh, I have nothing. Yeah, I have nothing. Okay, yeah, so I have nothing. Well, nothing has no value, but it does at the same time. So why doesn't it have its own number? And in a specific culture, a guy said, you know what? I'm going to give it a number. I'm going to give it a symbol. And he called it, that's right, zero. Zero. Because we needed something to solidify. If I do 1 minus 1, I have a value instead of just calling it nothing again. I mean, if I were to actually give a test to someone and I say, hey, what's 1 minus 1? And you just leave it blank, you're like, oh, it's nothing. Of course, you understand what I'm saying. Do you understand? I don't know. Maybe you just don't know how to subtract. But no, you do know how to subtract. And now you have an answer for that. You have 0. And so that is what a whole number is. It's all the natural numbers. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, and keep on going. But we just added 0 because we needed that number there. And you're going to actually notice how we start going backwards with our numbers because we can count up very easily. But when we start going backwards and counting down, that's when things got a little weird. And so that is our general overview of what whole numbers are. So what we'll be going into is looking at place values that our numbers hold, because understanding that is important when it comes to making sure you're adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing correctly. And also it's going to be very important as you move on to different types of numbers to understand, hey, what is this value? And when it comes to estimating, because a lot of you will be doing a lot of estimating when you're doing work. If you see something costs $2.99 and you see something costs 399, you're not going to sit there and say, okay, well, if I add those two things together, then what do I get? What is that? I think that's going to be like 698. Yeah, that's 698. Okay. No, you're not going to do that. And most of you don't do that now. You say 299 and 3 plus 399. You say, oh, well, that's 3 plus 4. So, yeah, I got 7, about 7, somewhere around there. And estimating is fine because you know that when you pull out your money out of your pocket, you're going to need 7 plus some change because of tax, right? Again, estimating. So you'll give $8 to the cashier and like you're expecting your change back. Like they can figure out the rest from there because you're already aware of how to estimate. You'll actually notice that a lot in this class. A lot of things you're already aware of. You're already aware of what a whole number is. You're already aware of how to do these things with these numbers. But it's just making sure you're doing it correctly, making sure you understand the concept behind it, making sure you understand why and how we do what we do, and why is it important for what you're going to be doing in your life. So for some of you, this may just seem like this is going to be a general review, and that's great if it is. And for some of you, you may be surprised at some things, some mistakes that you make, maybe some mistakes you made on the ACCU placement exam or some exams in the past, or you may pick up some different ways to do some math quickly. Whatever it is, you will get something out of this. So that is our overview of whole numbers. I'll see you again soon.